Hello there.
Hello there.
Welcome back to another video. Yesterday's video did really well. I'm so glad that it got all the support it did. We got to, last time I checked, we got to something like 70 views in 2 days. I know it doesn't sound like a lot when you look at all these big YouTubers out there like Jacksepticeye and PewDiePie and Markiplier and these big YouTubers who get that in like less than a second, but it's a really big deal for me. It's a lot of views, and thank you for all the support. But anyway, today's video is to help all you guys who maybe haven't heard of Vigor before watching the video yesterday, or just are quite new to it, or need some help in certain areas, because I know that the tutorial doesn't exactly explain a lot, and uh, it's not easy to just find it off the top of your head, because it's not exactly very common sense of how these buttons layouts are, or how to progress through the game and stuff like that. So that's what today's video will be. So yeah, let's hop right into it. Okay, so starting off, what you're probably going to want if you're a new player is this gun right here. It's a common, you can craft it right off the bat nearly. You just need to play a couple encounters, get some materials. It takes, if you have the plans, obviously you can craft it instantly. But if you don't have the plans, it only takes like a minute to craft. And it is such a reliable gun. There are some military grade weapons in this, which are the purple weapons. So guns like the H-bar, obviously that's a gun that I actually do use a lot. But okay, something like the RPK, I'd actually choose this over that gun. It is such a reliable gun. It's very easy to get kills with if that's what you're going for, or just to defend yourself if you're trying to open a crate or something. And it takes really easy ammo. It's not that hard to craft it. It's only 10 materials. Obviously, common are a bit less, but things like military grade, it's like 20. It's a very reliable weapon, and you can't really go wrong with it. So yeah, that's my suggestion for weapons. Let's go into the next one. So with the next one, it's something that is in the tutorial, but it's kind of something that kind of went past my head, and I kind of forgot about it right away, because obviously in most games, the way that you switch weapons is with triangle. That's not the case in this game. To switch weapons in this game, it's a bit of an odd one. You have to hold down R1 if you're on PlayStation, or RB if you're on Xbox, or I'm not sure what it is on Switch, but it's the right bumper. So if we equip another weapon, so if we equip the AKM for example, if I press triangle, like you can hit and nothing's happening. But if I hold down R1, oh wait, I have to go into here. If I hold down R1, this little wheel pops up with all of the weapons. So say I have this, right, and I'm trying to switch with triangle, nothing's happening. But if I try and switch with the wheel on R1, that's what happens. It brings this up. So that, and then after that you can switch with triangle. Listen. So yeah, it's something that might be obvious to some people if they pay close attention to the tutorial, but it's something I had difficulties with. So I'm just putting it out there in case anybody else had the same experience. And it's the same with healables. If you hold L1, it brings up the healable menu, but I don't think you can do that in here. So yeah, I guess we go into the next tip. Right, so the next tip isn't so much of a tip as it is a it's pretty straightforward of what you're meant to do with the shelter levels. You're meant to upgrade things, but I have a recommendation of which ones you should upgrade more. So the ones that you want to upgrade are obviously the crafting table and the resource ones, so that you can, you know, for example, with this, there's something you can do later. I'll explain that in another tip. But the one that I really recommend upgrading, the one that this tip is all about, is the antenna. Now it's pretty self-explanatory because you get crowns, and crowns is the currency in this game. And when you're in, for example, an encounter, if you have 30 crowns, you can upgrade the loot. And so if I go over to the antenna here, I've generated 5 crowns over the last couple days, so I can collect that, and now I have five more crowns than I did. So I had 20 before, and now I have 25. And that's really useful if you like the fact that this game's free and you don't really see yourself spending money on this game like me, then that is a really useful thing to upgrade. Obviously, as you go along, there are other things like, for example, the wind turbine. It's quite useful. Well, it's useful if you upgrade that before you upgrade everything else. So if you upgrade this, if you get to level 13 and then you upgrade all of this first, then you can upgrade everything else much faster. But obviously I'm not there yet. I'm in a day and a half I'll be at level 5 and I'll have that upgrade on the house. But yeah, so that's my recommendation for building. Next clip. Right, so this next tip is when you're in an actual encounter, is if you're going to buy anything, say well, when you start you get like 100 crowns or so, never spend it on insurance. It's a waste. This is my opinion. If you're going with trios, it's okay, because, you know, then it's not so bad, because I'm fairly sure insurance, I know it says only for you, but I'm fairly sure it goes with your teammates. I'm not sure. Tell me in the comments if I'm wrong for that. But you want to be doing better crate and better loot, or more loot for that, because you're spending 2 lots of 30 crowns instead of 1 lot of 60, and it's just a bit of a waste. So next tip. Right, so the next tip is actually depending on your spawn. So if you spawn somewhere good on the map, like I have here, the main places you're going to want to go are timed safe, barred house, and locked container. But also, when you are going to somewhere, say I spawned over here, and locked crate, not loot crate, was all the way up here. See how that little wind sign? That is the radiation. If you're on the complete opposite side of the radiation and there's something next to the where the radiation comes in, do not go for it, because chances are by the time you've gotten over there, you're going to go through some point of interest POIs, and you're going to have been distracted for a while, and by the time you get there, radiation will have rolled in. And radiation is a really bad thing to get caught up in if you're not near an exfil, because it not only decreases your stamina, but it permanently decreases your health in that game. So, sorry, I hear shots. I'm gonna have to move. It permanently decreases your health in that game, which is something that really isn't that ideal, because if you're nowhere near an exfil, like I said, now you only have half health, but your health can't regenerate up to full health because of radiation. And so, with a lot of guns, half health will give you insta-kill. With other guns, if you go anywhere below half health, then you're almost definitely gonna die. So I recommend staying near to where you spawn. Don't stray too far, especially if you're going in the direction of radiation. Always try and stay with where you are, is what I'm trying to say, basically. So I'll show you how to also open the timed safe. It's mainly a listening game. You have to listen for that buzzing sound, this buzzing sound. That buzzing sound, obviously it'll be louder for you because I have my volume a bit lower, because so you can hear me easier. But yeah, like I said, these crates usually have really good loot in. So for example, this one has caffeine as special issue ammo. Caffeine, I already said that, and it has ammo for my M16, the NATO ammo. And this gun is another gun, but not really for beginners, because unless you get lucky on your first game, it's going to take quite a few games to get this gun. So yeah, this gun is every bit as reliable as the M16, especially if you're going prone. You can hit people from really far away. Ooh, that is a good bit of loot. And that's an alright gun, the Para. Not really my cup of tea, but it does have a scope on it, so you know, it it's always good. Oh, we're getting a lot of food, which is going to be in one of my next tips. Something in one of my next tips. And also, if you do want to go XP farming, which this isn't just for beginners, this is mainly for everyone. If you're going to go for XP, weapons, ammo, and healables, or weapon parts or healable parts. I'm dead. That doesn't give you any XP. The only things that give you XP are materials. So common materials, they give you 1 XP per thing. Like you can see here, I got chemicals 10. So, and chemicals are blue and they give you 2 XP per chemical. So I got 20 XP. Obviously opening the time safe gives you a lot of XP as well. But the main thing you want for that XP is glass. And that one was kind of 2 tips in one, just because it woven in a bit. But on to the next tip. So, the next tip is about the food. Like I said, so food, I hear a lot of my friends and some people on YouTube seem to think it's something that you can eat. As far as I know, that isn't true. It doesn't heal you in any way, and I know that's kind of counterintuitive, but the only use I know for it is for this. So if you donate food and put it into the charity box, you get rewards. So obviously the highest reward you can get is a special issue crate, but you have to get 10,000 food, and there's only like a week to do it in. I've got 1,000, so I've got an uncommon crate so far. I could probably, if I tried really hard, squeeze it in to get a rare crate, but that's probably the best I could do. But it's a really good way to sort of get something out of pretty much nothing, because food is really easy to find. You just need to know what you're looking for. Little crates with apples in them. I'll bring up a image right now of the food crates, which will be the things that you'll find apples in, or it's just called food. But yeah, that's what you can find this for. And so obviously when you're playing encounters for the first time, you're going to be going around, and I'd recommend going for food so that you can get these crates, because these crates can give you anything just from some materials to even high-end weapons. And don't think common crates don't give you as good loot as special issue crates do. Obviously most of the time special issue crates are going to give you better stuff, but these common crates, they're nothing to sneeze at, you know. Like you can get these SVU, I think that is, parts. Look at that. That is really good stuff. And even though it's a common crate, the military grade crates also really good, and then special issue crates, obviously they're going to be amazing. Shootout crates are kind of a bit. They're mainly for your guns. They're mainly like cosmetics for your gun, like that. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Usually you find stuff like that in weapons crates, but you know, finding a rare crate and a resource crate in a shootout crate is pretty good. How many times am I going to say crate? But yeah, I guess we'll go on to the next tip. Right, so the next tip is going to be about the battle pass. It's not so much of a tip really, it's just about something you should know. So a lot of the time you might think, oh, I've got to a certain level in the battle pass, surely I'll get the rewards instantly. That is actually not true. So say you go from level 1 to level, let's say you get to level 10, and every 10 levels you get a special issue crate. Let's say you get to level 10 and you're thinking, where's my special issue crate? At the start of the game I logged in and I saw that I could get a special issue crate at level 10. That is because in order to claim your rewards, you actually have to scroll over to the battle pass and it will show up all of the rewards you have earned. So, for example, there was a time I went from like level 1 to, it must have been around here, not 8 or 9, where I was like, where are my rewards? I saw rewards at the beginning of the season, or the beginning of the game. Only had the game for a couple of weeks, and I haven't gotten any. And then I looked over at the battle pass to make sure that there were rewards, and it popped up with all of the little items on screen saying claim rewards, and I was like, oh, so that's how you get the rewards. You get them through scrolling over to the battle pass. So yeah, just make sure that you remember to claim your rewards. Let's go over to the next tip. Right, so the next tip might be something that doesn't reveal itself until you've accidentally stumbled across it. So I'm going to show you what that is. And it is that if you go to the Outlands, you can see in the bottom left it says challenges, but it's very discreet and you might never realise it until you accidentally, like, say you crafted 10 SMGs, but you didn't actually know about this. You just wanted to craft 10 SMGs for whatever reason, or this is more likely, you kill 5 Outlanders with machine guns. So those challenges, I think you can get anywhere from 10 crowns to 30. 30 is the most I've ever gotten. You definitely get 30 for your first challenge that you do. You can get loads of crates. I think I got a special issue crate off of one before. So yeah, they're really a good use of your time. So look, and they're quite easy. So for example, this practice makes perfect. Complete a shooting challenge on the firing range with at least a silver rank. Right, so that's easy. Right, I can go over there right now. Go over, do a challenge. Let's see. We'll go with this. Why not? Sorry, my stick drift might screw me over though. Stick drift screwed me over a bit. Right, and now I can just go over to challenges. And look, so really good reward. I got the, what gun is that? Sorry, I can't remember every gun off the top of my head. The A1, really good. It's like the other one we had, the Para, except it's an assault rifle. It's almost exactly the same. It has a scope. It can do a single shot and full auto, but except this one just has a bit more effective range, I think. I mean, I can check. Right, let's see. Yeah, effective range. It has a bit less rate of fire, but I think it has more base damage. Yeah, slightly more base damage. Anyway, and that literally took me like, what, 15 seconds just to go boom, 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 come out and collect that. Really recommend it. Obviously some are a bit harder than others. Use the signal detector to spot 10 Outlanders. Again, that is so easy. You just go into an encounter, and if you have a signals detector, you can use the portable one, or you can use the ones that are on the map, which are little antennas on the mini-map, or the map, it hasn't got a mini-map, and you can just use that. Really simple challenges with really great rewards. So yeah, that's all the tips I have. Give me a comment down below if I missed any out that you'd like to see. I can always do a second episode of this with any that you recommend me doing. But yeah, this was just a episode to hopefully help you. Hope you can't speak. But yeah, hope you enjoyed and see ya.